Do you tend to feel alone in a crowded room, as if no one can see you, almost like you're invisible? Me too, kid. Luckily, there's a Destiny build for that, and I'm here to tell you what it is. So sit back, grab your ether, grab your Vex Milk, and let me educate you. And I ain't talking book. As you may have expected, this build is going to focus on Hunter's invisibility. While you're invisible, you are undetectable by enemy radar, and your character turns into a blue wispy boy. The focus of this build is to take advantage of that as often as possible, so we're going to do everything in our power to nuke our cooldowns and use gear that's going to give us optimal invis uptime. Kicking things off with our subclass, we're going to be throwing on Top Tree Night Stalker, the main reason being its Vanishing Step ability. This makes you go invisible when you dodge. It's quick and easy, so it's the primary way we're going to make use of invisibility with this build. To make sure we're able to use Vanishing Step as often as possible, we want to focus our armor perks on mobility. Getting the tier 10 mobility will make our dodge cooldown a measly 11 seconds. This shouldn't be too hard as long as you have a few armor pieces with respectable base mobility and a mobility mod in every slot. Next, we're going to double down on Vanishing Step with our exotic armor. Equipping the 6 Coyote chest piece will give us a second charge for our dodge ability. This is going to drastically increase our invisibility uptime, since we can go right back to being invis as soon as our first charge wears off. The final piece of the puzzle is going to be our exotic weapon, Rat King. Reloading right after getting a kill with Rat King will now also turn us invisible, which means we can take some reliance away from our Vanishing Step when our cooldowns start to get strained. Okay, so now you know what to use, but I think the most important part of this build is knowing how to use it. Taking a bit of time to learn the ins and outs of this build is going to take you from being mediocre to being absolutely busted. You, you beautiful sack of shit. So, the first and most important thing to know, invisibility is not a get out of jail free card. You're not going to be flossing in kids' faces and getting free kills just because you pop Vanishing Step. Any decent PvP player is going to be able to recognize your invisibility pretty quickly, so it takes a little more finesse than you would think. Sometimes though, people will just walk right past you, and moments like these are some of my favorite in recent Destiny history. There are two primary ways to utilize your invis power in the Crucible. The first is to get the jump on enemies in a gunfight. Invis won't fool an enemy who's looking at you for very long, but making use of the short time that they don't notice you can make all the difference in a game like Destiny. Most of the time, it'll allow you to get the first shot on someone, which means they'll already be flinching and hurt by the time they register that you're even there. With all of our focus on invis uptime, you should be able to go invis prior to almost every gunfight, so make sure you do so whenever possible. The second way invis can be used is for flanking. Since you're going to be off the radar, most people won't even notice you pulling off Armin level strats until they've already got a mouthful of lead. I cannot stress this enough. Getting the jump on people from behind can literally make kids free.
You're literally free, boxed you, dog water, 0 earns, 0 PR, you have no earnings, no wage earnings, you're free, you're literally so free, freer than a free sample at Costco, you're dog water, literally so dog.
However, remember when I said that invis makes you undetectable on radar? Yeah, I kinda lied. Beginning a sprint or double jumping while invisible will ping you on enemy radar. This ping is all your enemy needs to acknowledge your position, so one small slip up during a flank can ruin your whole maneuver. Sometimes it's impossible to avoid doing one of these things though, and sometimes it can be exactly what you need to distract your enemy for a split second. All I'm saying is to be aware of invisibility's limitations, and you'll go far, kid. I want to shed some light on the importance of Rat King too. Being able to go invis after every kill without using up a dodge charge made a huge difference throughout the course of a match. It allows you to be a little more aggressive, since you can pick people off from a group and have an escape option always ready. Even if you aren't in immediate danger, having that invisibility can provide you with a small safety net as you catch up on dodge cooldowns. Welp, that's all I've got for you. Now, take what you've learned, go be a pest, and most importantly, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, fellas. I'll see you in the next one.